Hi, Tor here from Pro Stock Tips. Now today I have some interesting stock tips for you, some very cheap US equities. Now I've invested in these myself on Etoro, and you can potentially even copy my trades or have a look at my portfolio. Now these are some very cheap stocks that I'm going to talk about, some which have fully retraced their gains post-COVID, so they're back to pre-COVID levels. For example, Facebook, even though the stock is growing considerably in terms of revenue and earnings, and increase their buybacks. So buybacks are an essential and interesting component of some of the stocks that I'm going to talk about, including Macy's, which has increased their buyback program to $2 billion. So they've announced a $2 billion buyback program, and this is a $7 billion market cap stock. So when you perform a $2 billion buyback, say the share price stays the same, you'd be buying back, around about a third of the shares on hand on issue. So essentially that is quite significant, as you're going to see huge increases to the price to earnings ratio if the stock was to stay at the same level. So naturally, I would presume that the stock is going to go higher, and I fully expect Macy's, provided its earnings stay quite positive. So that's a key factor. Obviously, we need the earnings to stay in profitable and quite positive territory. But if that's the case, then this stock can head up, essentially skyrocket quite significantly, with this share buyback program, as the price to earnings ratio contracts and a lot of the shares on issue have been bought back and taken off the market. So certainly a lot of upside there with Macy. They also have their increased sales, online sales. So, moving away from the storefront, which I also expect to benefit, their shopping centers and malls, so those outlets, the retail outlets, to benefit from the COVID reopening. So previous earnings, probably we saw still lockdowns and that sort of thing, less, actual consumers in physical retail, but we do also see that the online growth, online sales has grown. So that's quite substantial, and it seems like a very promising stock with growth potential, as well as strong earnings and significant buyback program. So I certainly see a lot of upside to Macy's. Now, let me take you through a few other stock tips. Thanks for watching, guys.